This occasion, welcome to the UEFA Champions League final. The best two teams in Europe this season preparing to go head-to-head for the crown. This is Derek Ray in the commentary position, and I'm joined as always on these big occasions by Stuart Robson. It is Manchester United taking on Liverpool.
Well, Derek, this is magnificent. The atmosphere inside this stadium is electric. Let's just hope the tension doesn't affect the players. It shouldn't do. Just look at the quality down there.
This is the team Manchester United will go with. Andre Onana is the goalkeeper. Matthijs de Ligt plays with Noussair Mazraoui in the fullback positions. And in this tactical setup, they have just the one player in attack. Let's take a look at the Liverpool starting 11. Alisson gets the nod in goal. Virgil van Dijk plays alongside Ibrahima Konate in central defence. Mohamed Salah plays with Cody Gakpo out wide. And they line up with just the one striker looking to do a bit of damage. And they're underway now in the Champions League final. We're about to find out which team is the best in Europe. Andrew Robertson. Who can he pick out? And the cutback. Diaz. Very quick thinking there. Ugarte. Noussair Mazraoui. De Ligt. Christian Eriksen now. Decent position this for United to find themselves in. But they took care of the situation defensively. And fed forwards. And no-nonsense defensive clearance. Bruno Fernandes has it. Mazraoui. Christian Eriksen now. Bruno Fernandes has it. Doing well to win it back. What can they do from here? Looking for the right angle. And they scored! First goal in this season's UEFA Champions League final.
Well, here we can see it again, and no wonder the manager is furious. They just have to get tighter here, deal with the danger, otherwise that's the outcome. Not good enough defensively.
One 1-0 then. Andrew Robertson. McAllister. Ibrahima Konate. And on to Alexander-Arnold. Will it happen for them? And the corner for Liverpool. And there's the delivery. Well, a good place to win it back, and let's see what it leads to. Shot blocked, but still alive. Salah! Oh, a goal! He's equalised! Was he made from moments like this? On an occasion like this?
Well, as you can see, his movement is really good, which then makes the finish look easy. That's a decent goal, that's for sure.
So the ball is rolling again at 1-1. Manuel Ugarte. Playing advantage here. United keep it. Really good build-up, but no end product. And the counter looks on here. Options available. And they use it to their advantage. Takes aim. Still a chance. Unable to get himself back onside here.
Well, he was always going to be offside. That was the wrong option.
I found what you find the Kalupita. Obidogo, Obidogo. Suru get a boom, Obidogo, Obidogo, Obidogo. Ogayeme go Obidogo. Show me the money, show me love, show me love, show me love. Show me the money, show me love. Step into na DJ Gotaya, step into na DJ Gotaya, step into na DJ Gotaya, step into na DJ Gotaya. Flow, don't feed for me, it's for us. My hand is feeling really a bala. If I dance in a DJ Gotaya, if you go to me, never pay attention. My location, no one dimension. What a cloud nine, not quite high tension. DJ body the volume, see more pressure. Obidogo, Obidogo. So get the boom, Obidogo, Obidogo, Obidogo. Ogayeme go Obidogo. Show me love, show me love, show me the money, show me love, show me love, show me love. Obidogo, Obidogo, so get the boom, Obidogo, Obidogo, Obidogo. Ogayeme go Obidogo. Show me love, show me love, show me the money, show me love, show me love, show me love, show me the money, show me love.
Will you big him all of them? 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 Moye ko be ko mo na ga kona e ka ba ma te ga lo si jiwa ye me ko no do ho na me we ye me ko.
Mazraoui. Now Deli.
Cafu showed too much of the ball to the opponent. It eventually gets his pass into Zé Roberto. Ronaldo. Cafu. It's gone out. Football supporters are very imaginative, both in the songs that they sing and in the clothes that they wear these days. And there are 6 Brazilians here with stars on their heads. with the years 1958, 1962, 1970, 1994 and 2002, which just happened to be the years that Brazil won the World Cup. And the sixth member spelling out Brazil had 2006 on his head. I wonder. They're certainly getting a surfeit of free kicks and corners from the Spanish official as we hit 10 minutes with a Ronaldinho free kick. Lucio will be forward, Juan will be forward. Only Roberto Carlos stays back in the vicinity of the halfway line. As Brazil look for the early lead, we saw one last night for Italy, which really deflated Ukraine. And referee Cantalejo still wants Makelele to retreat another 6 inches. That's all. Thank you, Claude. He's probably moved back now. Anyway, it's a Ronaldinho free kick, which has got across, and there's a chance. And it was a Ronaldo chance, a header for the centre forward, which he steered over and not beneath the bar. Just a bit too much elevation on him as he craned the neck. Ronaldo looking to add to his 3 goals at these finals. Top scorer 4 years ago in Korea and Japan. 58, 1962, 1970, 1994 and 2002, which just happened to be the years that Brazil won the World Cup. And the sixth member spelling out Brazil had 2006 on his head. I wonder. They're certainly getting a surfeit of free kicks and corners from the Spanish official as we hit 10 minutes with a Ronaldinho free kick. Lucio will be forward, Juan will be forward. Only Roberto Carlos stays back in the vicinity of the halfway line. As Brazil look for the early lead, we saw one last night for Italy, which really deflated Ukraine. And referee Cantalejo still wants Makelele to retreat another 6 inches. That's all. Thank you, Claude. He's probably moved back now. Anyway, it's a Ronaldinho free kick, which has got across, and there's a chance. And it was a Ronaldo chance, a header for the centre forward, which he steered over and not beneath the bar. Just a bit too much elevation on him as he craned the neck. Ronaldo looking to add to his 3 goals at these finals. Top scorer 4 years ago in Korea and Japan. Well, the French have come into this game very confident on the heels of their last success. And here goes Malouda, kept at bay by Lucio. Makelele, a good win of the ball. To be kept in here by Sagnol. He's done that successfully. Movement in the area. It's across to the left-hand side and to Thierry Henry, who'll have a crack from here. And the ball scuds away off Lucio's head and knocks him out just about. Now the power of the shot stunned the Brazilian defender. Well, I'm cynically saying he watched where the ball went first before he went to ground. Now, I think Lucio will be all right, and I don't think he'll have too much of a headache. It used to be horrible when the ball had stitches in it. You could get some very nasty wounds in the old days. Carlos Alberto Pereira there, one of the few men who has coached many a team at World Cup finals. He also coached Kuwait, United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia at the finals. Winner, of course, in 1994.
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus. And this is your brain when you're in the zone. But getting in the zone and staying there, that feels more like luck.
And Lucio is still coming round as he walks along the goal line. So the Brazilians are still down to 10 for the moment, and France have an attack going here. With some space for Makelele, and across to... If this one is played across by Henry, it will require a desperate clearance by Roberto Carlos. Killed by Zidane. Space opening up now for Sagnol, who'll try his luck. It's flicked away here, and Lucio's recovered, back on the field, and gets a more comfortable header away than the last one. The French are going to get the next free kick for Ronaldo's hustling and bustling on Makelele. his old pal from Real Madrid days a few years ago. Well, it really did require Roberto Carlos in there for Brazil. Short and quickly done, and Makelele cross into the penalty area. There might just be something here, and they're all around the ball, and surely somebody's going to win a corner out of this, and that somebody is the hard-working Makelele, born in Kinshasa. Thuram appealing, and the referee agreed with his assertion. France's first corner of the night here in Frankfurt. So some defending for the world champions to do, and they do it well, but it's coming back, and it's coming back very high as well from Ribéry. That was into about row Q, I reckon. Scored the first goal, his first goal for his country in the victory over Spain. But that threatened nothing. Brazil 0, France 0, just inside the first quarter of an hour. And Ronaldo emerges with the ball at his boot. And he might get it back again in a potentially dangerous zone here. Threading it through. Here goes Ronaldo now. Will pull it back in. It was a decent enough chance. Kaka was storming in on that one, and the slightest of contact might have nudged the ball into the French net. There was no contact to French relief, and they attack with Malouda. And with the elegant Henry, but he's railroaded out of this one by Lucio. Now, Brazil always play with a bank of 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, 2 strikers. And Ronaldinho has gone up into a striking position alongside Ronaldo tonight in the absence of Adriano, the Inter Milan striker, who has 2 goals in the competition. Just had a slightest of knocks in the last match. I think he'll be back for the semi-final. He's a bit of a favourite of Carlos Alberto Pereira. And the other reasoning behind this is that Ronaldinho needs a goal in these World Cup finals. He's not got one as yet. Here he is on the ball now, and he's desperate for one. And here he goes, and again he tries to thread it inside the defender. A lot of work to be done here, however. And there was again too much pace on the pass. Just. So we get a toothy grin. Brazil dominating possession. He was only just overweighted. And I'm not talking Ronaldo there. Lovely close-up of the ball that's been used here at these FIFA World Cup finals for 2006. And although that ball is hoofed away by the Brazilian defence, it's going to come their way again for the foul here on Vieira. And the free kick is for the French, and it's taken already. And Samuel will storm onto this ball, knowing there are about 3 Frenchmen across the centre. That's virtually the first touch of the ball Dida's had. The regular number 1 for Brazil these days, having been number 2 to Marcos 4 years ago, and Tafarel before that. Firmly established now, Dida. Juan. Well, we're really getting close to the climax of these World Cup finals now. 4 games to go after this one, that's all, and the party will be over. A party that billions have enjoyed, not those who've been fortunate enough to come to all the matches here, but the billions watching around the world. And they'll all be tuned in tonight, I know that, everywhere from Addis Ababa to Zimbabwe. Such is the global nature of this contest. And Brazil playing some lovely football there. It's into Ronaldo from Ronaldinho. Barthez was smart. And again justifying his coach's decision to make him the number 1, Barthez, ahead of Gregory Coupe. A decision which didn't go down too well with the other French keeper. They've managed to release Malouda, who's pacey. His cross was to nobody in particular, but still Roberto Carlos sends it spinning out for a throw-in to the French. Ribéry. Ribéry definitely a contender for man of the match against Spain. Now it's Zidane, then it will be Sagnol. .5 minutes played here in Frankfurt. Neither side gaining an advantage as yet. We've not seen a goal scored anywhere today, apart from penalty goals in a shootout. And there weren't too many of those successful ones either. The French coming into the game a little more now, and that was intended for Malouda, but he hadn't guessed, or second-guessed, Ribéry's intentions. It's into Henry. He was offside. On the far side of the field, Medina Hernandez making that decision, and again we credit him with a correct call. But we saw the other evening this Spanish played a dangerous game in being caught square by France, and Ribéry took full advantage. Cafu now for Brazil. Juninho. This Juninho, by the way, also called Pernambucano after a village where he comes from, and not to be confused with the other Juninho who played for Brazil at the last World Cup finals. Just as the Gilberto Silva here in midfield is not to be confused with the defender Gilberto, who may come on later. He's one of the substitutes. 20 minutes played. Brazil 0, France 0. Lucio rides the first tackle. He'll be forward in company with all the rest here, but that ball is too far ahead of Ronaldo. There's Mario Zagallo on the left of Pereira, just out of shot. There he is, just poking his head in. The assistant manager and one of the greatest names in Brazilian football history. Sagnol. Long for Henry. Yeah, he's won the corner out of this. He was 1-on-2, but he's done well enough to get a corner for France. And it will be their second, so they've equalled the Brazilian tally now. Florent Malouda, one of the Lyon players, looks as though he's going to swing it into the goalkeeper. No foul given. And I'm not surprised by the decision. I never thought there was, but Brazil do have a break here, and it's opening up through the middle for them. Oh, what a disappointing ball this one is, however. From Cafu, who launched it long over Ronaldo. That's where Vieira went down. No question of a foul by Lucio, and the referee had a good view of all of that. He didn't consider it a dive, however. Thuram on to Gallas, and then further along the line to Eric Abidal, one of the newcomers in the side since the retirement of Vicente Lizarazu, that fine servant of French football and German football at Bayern Munich. There's a push in the back here by Gilberto Silva. So France with the free kick. We await the first goal of the game. It's France who are looking for it now with Zidane. We all know he's capable of hawking one out. It's Malouda. Oh, that's a very weak finish from Malouda, who has been preferred in the starting lineup to the likes of Sylvain Wiltord or Sidney Govou. Raymond Domenech, who took much criticism in the French press in the build-up to the World Cup finals, has so far done an excellent job in steering his team this far. He also has two class strikers in David Trezeguet and Louis Saha to call upon. They've seen very little action. Makaleli, now of Chelsea, of course. Well picked out, good piece of defending there by Juan. France already have it back. Just look how Zidane just kills the ball stone dead with his toe end.
Now I use Whisperflow. I just think out loud and it creates perfect formatted text on any app or website. Whisperflow understood what I was trying to say and gave me the exact output I wanted. Check out the difference between this same sentence being dictated into Siri versus Whisperflow. Let's meet at 12 PM at Joe's Pizza. Wait, no, actually I can't do 12, so let's do 12:30. And instead of Joe's, let's go to Kelly's Diner. Whisperflow understood what I was trying to say and gave me the exact output I wanted. For longer texts like this email, it even formats it professionally so it's ready to go with no editing. So much faster than typing. Whether you're writing in Gmail, ChatGPT, iMessage, WhatsApp, Slack, Cursor, or anywhere else, break free from your keyboard. Do you know how much time you'll save if you quadruple your typing speed? Try Whisperflow for free on desktop and mobile.
Bruno Fernandes has it.
Ronaldo just unable to intercept. They were playing a dangerous game on halfway. Sanyol. People always concentrate on the wonderful gifts and attacking skills of the Brazilians, but they often forget that they're a very good defending team too, as Lucio proves there. Calmly nodding the ball down to Cafu, who instigates another move forward in company with Kaká. Well, the long-leggy Abidal almost took the ball away from Cafu. I think, well, that's going to be a yellow card shown to the Brazilian captain, Cafu. He did get a caution earlier in the competition, but not in the last match, so he can still play in the semi-final should Brazil make it through. Portugal awaits the winner. Zidane. Has that wonderful ability to look up and assess a situation and just keep on running until something appears for him. Juninho losing the possession there. Hooked away by Gilberto Silva. And the two goalkeepers will be very pleased by the fact that neither has been called upon to make a proper save as yet. Malouda for France. Henry trying to make space ahead, but the ball again magnetised by Lucio's forehead. And then magnetised by Makelele in being given it back. Brazil just enjoying a greater share of the ball. Not by a significant amount. So Makelele. Too short, but they've got the free kick. The indiscretion by Lucio on Henry. Well, we saw Brazil have a free kick in a similar area quite early on that, when Juninho's shot was deflected out for a corner. Let's see what the French can do in similar circumstances. A highly focused man at the moment, Zinedine Zidane, who believes it's his destiny to win the World Cup for a second time and to erase that horrible memory of 4 years ago in Korea when France went home without even scoring a goal. The worst defence ever by any defending champions. Even Ronaldinho's coming back now, and he wasn't going to do originally. Can Zidane achieve the breakthrough here? No, it's too high. Well, it happens. Some you get right, some you get pretty horribly wrong. And that was in the latter category. 26 minutes played, still Brazil 0, France 0. And I wonder if we're in for a third penalty shootout in 4 quarter-finals. That's the route that Germany and Portugal have taken. Only Italy have gone through in the 90 minutes of normal time. Here goes Makelele now. Seeing a lot of the ball Claude Makelele. Now it's Zidane, sweeps it for Abidal. That's beyond Henry, and there was not much thought about that pass, to be fair. Yeah. Zidane is coming back to his magisterial best. Abidal. The French press have been saying it's one last hurrah from their captain, and that was vintage Zidane again. Abidal's forward here to Malouda, curling cross, and has to be acrobatically put out of harm's way by Roberto Carlos. The most teasing cross Malouda's played so far. Well, that's what he does best, and nobody else in the world does it quite like Zizou. Should be an acrobat, shouldn't he? Corner France, 0-0 the score, and it was a dangerous ploy. Now, it was a dangerous free kick because Lilian Thuram went racing towards the ball, and so did Gallas. But it yielded nothing for the French. It's going to be another closely fought contest. One mistake could decide this one, or one flash of brilliance from somebody out there.
If you've ever sought medical help for your weight, you'll know the drill. Booking a GP appointment, taking a few hours off work to sit in a waiting room, explaining yourself to someone who might not fully understand what you're going through, only to be told to just...
And again, Brazil have been really unable to get Ronaldinho into the game as they would like. Here he is now. There's the flick. Now they have got him into it. Ronaldo's shot barged away. Well, the French have clearly been working on how they're going to mark Ronaldo and Ronaldinho, the two Ronnies, and they're doing it very adeptly at the moment. It's going to be a free kick for Ribéry here against Roberto Carlos. One player booked on the night so far, Cafu of Brazil. Well, France with Abidal moving forward. Only Henry, though, in a very isolated central position. So they have to discover other avenues, and Zidane for once loses his way. Forgot to take the ball with him, so it's Zerberto. Not caught, says the referee, by Makelele, who thanks him as he runs past. Makelele, I imagine, speaks Spanish after all those years with Real Madrid. Forward for Henry now, one-on-one with Juan. That takes a bit of saying, one-on-one with Juan. Half an hour gone by, and we await the break. It is Makelele. We've seen one or two unlikely scorers in matches at these World Cup finals. One last night in Gianluca Zambrotta of Italy, scoring for only the second time in his career. I wonder if Sagnol or Makelele can come up with a goal tonight. Well, it's the French turn, and it is their corner from Malouda, and Dida. It's a crowded area. He does well to punch it as far as Ribéry. Back in here, and offside. Well, there's hardly been a clear-cut chance. Brazil have had 2 shots on goal so far, France 3, and only 1 of the 5 shots between the two teams has been on target. So those who were hoping for a feast of goals and extravaganza are disappointed right now. 31 minutes played, but always the further you go in competitions, major competitions like this, the goals tend to dry up a bit. And we got well over a century of goals in the opening phase. But certainly in the second round and the quarter-finals, goals much harder to come by. Going back and picking the ball up is Juninho. You do wonder if burnout figures with some of the players. Ronaldinho had an exhausting European season with Barcelona, not just in La Liga in Spain, of course, but in the Champions League as well, with his team going all the way to a victorious finale in Paris against Arsenal. And he really hasn't sparked into life at these finals, but it's his Arsenal opponent in that match, Gilberto Silva, who gives away the latest free kick. No, it isn't actually. It is, yes, I thought it was. Gilberto Silva in place of Emerson tonight in that holding role in midfield. Zidane to orchestrate. Thuram will be forward here. And will get his head to the ball in the danger area. It's cleared by Juan, however. Just 12 minutes remain in the first half in Frankfurt. Sounds like a jumbo jet roaring overhead right now. But nobody's taken off on the field as yet. It's still 0-0. And we may have a long wait for a goal, the way the game is shaping up. Ribéry just got a flailing arm, I fancy, maybe here from Roberto Carlos. There, the left arm came out, caught him across the chest. Henry says to the official, you should be looking out for that. Nothing was given. Zidane beaten on the jump there by Gilberto Silva. Well, the Brazilian defensive pattern is excellent. They've got those four at the back, and the two centre-halves have been a real rock for them. They've conceded only the one goal, surprisingly, to Japan in the entire tournament of Brazil. And they haven't lost a match in the World Cup finals since that 1998 final against the French in Paris. They were the winners, of course, without being beaten, winning all their matches 4 years ago in Korea and Japan. And they've won all their games here as well. And Kaká, he was a bit slow there. He got caught, paid the penalty. Henry, though, too casual. He gave it back to Brazil. Ronaldinho spinning and twisting and turning, but not emerging with the ball. Mistakes are plenty right now. What can Malouda achieve? Oh, nothing. Showed too much of it to Brazil. And there's been an uncharacteristic number of mistakes made. He's onside here. This is Malouda. Two defenders around him once again. And it is the defenders who are catching the eye in this game right now, rather than the attackers. Cafu still loves the game as much as ever, and he withstood a challenge there from Abidal. Still as fit as ever, Cafu, at the age of 36. I think it's fair to say it'll be his last World Cup finals. Well, that's a rather ungainly slice of the ball. Nil-nil, 10 minutes before half-time in Frankfurt. Away goes Sagnol. Always enjoyed his football here in Germany at Bayern Munich. Malouda. For Zidane, it's opening up a bit here, and he'll slip Abidal through. Cafu working hard to deny any space. It's going to be a war of attrition, is this one, unless somebody can open it up here. Malouda's ball has eluded everybody. Well, we know Roberto Carlos can kick a football with a pretty hefty left boot, but he hit that one a long way straight out.
Creating a website can be complex. Choose Hostinger, a simple place to host your WordPress site. You'll love the quick access intuitive control panel and its sleek design. The built-in plugin scanner detects security flaws in real time and patches them to protect your WordPress site. The scanner also automatically updates your plugins to prevent malware attacks and secures your site to keep spam away. WordPress has great search engine optimization tools to help people easily find your blog or online store on search engines and
It's not quite been the captivating contest we imagined as yet. Too much at stake. We all know that goals change games and it will only need one. And France might be looking for one here from a free kick awarded against Cafu, who's already yellow carded. Impossible. He's speaking French to the Spanish referee. Impossible. Yuri Jokeyev, one of the former French international players. What a good player he was as well, Yuri Jokeyev. So can Thierry Henry or Zinedine Zidane find a goal for us and find a goal for France in the match, which would really stun the world champions? Henry gives way to Zidane and it's just over. Not a bad effort though, Malouda's header. Spinning high, right into our lens. And Dida was unmoved. Dida will probably be fancying a penalty shootout. 4 shots so far from the French, just 2 from Brazil, who started well, but have faded somewhat in this game. The Brazilians now have not been anywhere near Fabian Barthez's goal for a long time. Ronaldinho. The final pass has not been good at all tonight from Pereira's side. I was saying that Dida might fancy the penalty shootout. He's got as good a record as any goalkeeper in the world over penalty shootouts. In the World Club Championship and the Champions League, he often turn out to be the hero. I wonder if it's going to be Dida's night again, or will it be Fabian Barthez maybe? A long way to go before we consider penalty shootouts, and France are trying to do something about that here now, and Zidane was backing in. Don't think there's much disputing that, but Cafu's going to have to be careful for a long time in this match. 50 minutes remain and 30 seconds. Roberto Carlos into Zé Roberto. He does try and put some purpose into the movement forward. Now it will be with Ronaldo. A flick of the right boot has dispatched it Cafu's way. He'll swing it in here, but too far. And again, it is that final pass, but to right. Well, they're having a great night. The weather has been absolutely phenomenal in Germany over the last month that we've been here. So a few suntans there. Zidane. The game's so easy for him. Ribéry, the Olympic Marseille player who had such a good season for his club in the UEFA Cup in particular. Will take it forward again here now. Remember, he scored the first goal before half-time in the game against the Spanish. Roundabout now it was as well. Malouda, he's tricked his man here. It's a cross ball which will be played out of harm's way by Juan. Well, Malouda's figuring prominently. And France have now overtaken Brazil in terms of ball possession, 55% to 45%, and here's Vieira, too long on the ball. But I wouldn't say it's been a 40-odd minutes to savour particularly. Great games need goal-mouth action. Of that there has been very little. I'm sure even Ronaldo's looking at one of those jets flying over. More visible to him than to us. Well, Malouda really is seeing a lot of the ball, and he struck this one up to Henry, but it's taken away from the record Arsenal goal scorer. Roberto Carlos, infield. Gilberto Silva knows exactly what his job is. He's a very accomplished musician, Gilberto Silva, by the way. Plays the mandolin. Not a lot of people knew that.
Gakpo. And he has options available. Able to skip past his man. A size to shoot. And fine goalkeeping. Who's going to get on the end of it? Palmed away by the keeper. Højlund. Using his strength to shield the ball. Christian Eriksen now. Manuel Ugarte. Bruno Fernandes has it. Ugarte. There to take it away. Alexander-Arnold. Szoboszlai. What a brilliant pass. Just needs to stay calm.